President Bush visited California this week to assess the wildfire damage and to offer federal help. But in the presidential race, the latest poll of California voters gives Barack Obama a 24-point lead over John McCain. Obama has widened the gap with McCain by winning over Hillary Clinton's supporters, as well as most independent voters in the state. Both candidates reached out to Latinos and African Americans this week in speeches to the National Council of La Raza meeting in San Diego and the NAACP convention in Cincinnati. So race was the hot topic of the campaign this week. Carla, did race have any impact? Play any role in the poll that was just released?
Well, I think, the field poll in California for Obama is really a whole different story from what you're seeing from the rest of the country. But certainly I was down there in San Diego this week. I saw John McCain and Barack Obama back to back in front of La Raza. This was really interesting to watch these candidates appeal to the Latinos and African Americans. And this is in a week, of course, where we had, that whole conversation about the New Yorker cover with Barack Obama. We had the Jesse Jackson quotes. The La Raza appearance. This is a conversation that's going to continue to go on, but I think the field poll numbers are very interesting in California. Overwhelmingly, 90% of African Americans for Obama. 2-to-1 support among Latinos is a critical electorate in a lot of swing states that could make or break this election for both McCain or Obama. Asian Americans, 2-to-1. I mean, Obama right now has got California, it looks like, locked up. Every age group, every race group, almost every geographic group except the Central Valley.
So with that, should McCain even bother with California?
That's a really good question. The McCain people keep saying they're going to compete here, they're going to play here. He should be coming back here. We're hearing in the next 2 weeks even. We saw Bush here raising money for him, and that's all that trip was, by the way, raising money, just a nod to the wildfires and off to Napa to raise some money for John McCain. The fact is, McCain has money is about all he can do here, it looks, according to the field poll. He has really a huge gap. 24 points is huge, but anything can happen. We've only got a month before these conventions start, and only 16 weeks until the election. Is that short? This conversation on race hasn't ended yet, and I think the New Yorker cover this week all over California.
We should describe that just in case someone missed it.
Yeah, this was a satirical cover that showed Obama dressed as a terrorist and his wife dressed as an Angela Davis-style terrorist, fist bumping, armed. Several people told me that they'd already seen this cover blown up as a poster with the New York cover, with New York headline taken off of it, basically by anti-Obama forces. It's going to be interesting to see how much this issue of race and background all continues to play. As we know, the national poll is still showing 12% of the people believe Obama to be a Muslim.
Well, it's not just a question of who's going to win California, right? Because one issue is the down-ticket races. People are running for Congress, people are running for Senate, and with the kind of star power Obama has, political operatives are going to be looking at whether he can pull enough voters to swing a Republican district near Sacramento.
Absolutely right. And this is very important because Obama has taken some criticism in other states for not coming in and helping, not telling campaigns enough where he's going to be, not standing next to those people on the stage. These are all big deals to campaigns. He's got to come in, shake the hands, spread around a little of that sunshine and money to the rest of the Democrats. You're right, in the Bay Area, races like Jerry McNerney, these are going to be important. They may hinge one way or another on how big of a margin Obama can rack up. So yes, it matters all the way down the Democratic ticket and on the Republican side as well.
But looking at it nationally, I know Obama his campaign has been saying he's going to be courting the Hispanics, and this was one of those stops where he was doing it. I'm wondering, given this poll and given the support that he has seen out of this trip through California and this recent poll, how might that affect the rest of the country where those votes will be really crucial, where he's not going to have a 24% lead, maybe in Texas or other places where
Correct.
Are those Hispanics and voters in those states
and
looking here?
Yes, and this is where I think it's going to be very interesting because the Hispanic vote in states like Colorado and New Mexico Arizona, Nevada, the western states. This is going to be very, very important. A lot of connections between California and those states. There's a real a feeling among Democrats that they've got to get out and register all those African American voters who aren't registered, millions of them. If they can do that, they may be able to flip states in the South even that were never considered up for grabs at all. So for a lot of these reasons, this election right now, or at least when we're talking about the polls right now, look, Obama's ahead 4 points in a lot of these national polls. That can change overnight, as we all know, with some YouTube moment. So at this point, you can't make any predictions on how this is going to go.
But does this big lead mean that California is out of play again? I mean, they can just ignore California?
It certainly suggests that the McCain people, as much as they say we're going to play here, are going to put their attention elsewhere, except to bring him in, as we hear in the next couple of weeks, to pick up money here and there. But it really looks like not a place where they should spend a lot of time or energy. On the other hand, look, when you've got some of these issues out there. Some of the national polls are showing Obama doing really well at home on those domestic issues, leading McCain 19 points, but on national security, still not. And that's why he's going overseas. That is one hot ticket, by the way.
That's
I
where
hear.
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. So we got a lot of time left.
But isn't Hillary Clinton coming out here? Will be in California
next week, and I think that's why these Hillary voters, the fact that 80% of the Hillary supporters are now with Barack Obama in California, that is huge. Women now with him 2-1. Yes, she's supposed to be here next week. A lot of Democrats are looking to see when is she finally going to get engaged and really try to hit the road for Obama, that she could win over the rest that are out there. That's going to be a very critical thing for him, no question about it. And I think her visit here will be very interesting.
Okay, thank you so much, Carl.